Hey everyone, welcome back to Sengoku Basara 4 Sumeragi. And today we're going to be playing through story mode with Goto Matabei. But first let's have a look at him in free play. Now pay attention to his musical theme when he comes onto the screen. And I've talked about this before. So you can hear his musical theme starts with the sound of an alarm clock, so it's already really gets your heart moving, gives you that sense of unease. Matabei is a little bit unhinged, and you'll see from the way he moves and his expressions. His design reminds me kind of like a cockroach, in a way, and just the way he moves and the way he speaks. So Matabei was a new character for Basara 4, and he's not really heavily involved in other people's plots, unlike some of the other new characters. But he has an interesting fighting style, and so Matabei is pictured as kind of being a little bit insane, a little bit unhinged. He has like a revenge journal. You'll see him here. He's got it open, looking at it. So a long time ago, he used to be a general under Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and he suffered his first defeat at the hands of Kenshin, and that first defeat kind of was the first crack in his mind that led to his path of derangement. And so later on, when they were fighting against some other forces, he decided to disobey some orders so he can go off and basically attack Masamune. And that led to a second defeat where he was ridiculed by all his troops, and so his mind began to snap, and he ended up basically becoming a Ronin, going off on his own with his own little army around Japan. And so he wants to basically kill all these people in his revenge journal, which includes Kenshin, Masamune, and Ieyasu, thinking to himself that if he kills these people, his failures will be erased and he'll be able to join Hideyoshi and Hanbei again and be recognized by them again instead of Mitsunari. So most of the story mode revolves around that, and we've seen on his stages, like, he doesn't have a stage of his own. They did add the Sanbei stage in Basara 4 Sumeragi, but before that he only appeared as basically like intrusion stages where you'd be fighting Kenshin or Masamune or Ieyasu, and Matabei would come out of nowhere during the boss fight and basically join the fray, and you had to defeat him too. So other than that, his fighting style is actually pretty interesting because he uses a crescent blade, and that crescent blade is thrown like a boomerang, and while it's in the air and being thrown as a boomerang and flying around, it'll kind of act on its own independently for a bit before returning to you. And while it's flying about, you can attack with your claws, and so his moveset completely changes when he has this weapon out of his hands, and he becomes faster, a little bit more kind of feral, I guess, slashing about with his claws instead. Something else that's interesting to note about him is most of the time when you play as characters in the corner of the screen, it tells you how many enemies you've killed, and for Matabei, they changed the kill counter, so instead of saying like the number of people that you killed, it says the number of people you executed instead, which is kind of interesting. I think only Shikanosuke has something similar where he has a counter of how many people he's investigated instead. I know we haven't seen Shikanosuke too much, and we're probably going to be playing through story mode with him in the next episode, but that's the guy who has the deer companion. Let's have a look at... Oops, that's not where I want to go. Okay, there. Here's Matabei. So you can see his outfit. He's got some like claw marks there on the back. This is an interesting outfit. Wow, look how lanky he looks. That face of his is very unnerving. This one makes him look like a lizard. Or like a dinosaur. Speaking of which, this is a Monster Hunter collab outfit. Very interesting choice. Is this the joke weapon? Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, I picked one that had the lightning thing on it. Let's pick a normal one. it's like a giant compass for drawing circles. That's actually really clever. Of course, it's Basara, something you wouldn't think about for a joke weapon. These other weapons are actual blades. What is this one? Oh, that looks very dangerous. He's got a lot of nasty grab moves where he like grabs people and puts them into grapples and stuff. He's also one of the few characters I don't use his inscription for, just out of personal preference. His inscription makes it so he always deals critical hits when the boomerang is outside of his hands, but it makes it so that he takes 1.5 times more damage, and I don't feel like being risky, and I don't play him that much, so I will leave that alone. He and Soren are the only ones who have like drawbacks to their inscriptions in this game. I know in Basara 3 there were a lot more inscriptions that had drawbacks to them that you had to play around. So my partner here is Kanbei. Oops, again I picked the wrong one. So I have Kanbei here as his partner. They do team up in Kanbei's story, I believe, and they also have a history together. They have a special rival cutscene, which hopefully maybe I'll get to show you later. So Kanbei was a new character introduced in Basara 3, and he's, I think, the slowest character in the game. I know there's a few slow characters in the game, but I think he is the slowest, thanks in part to the giant ball and chain that he carries around. Basically, he used to be, in the Basara universe, he used to be a vassal of Hideyoshi, and he's secretly been scheming to take over the country himself. But when Ieyasu killed Hideyoshi, then Mitsunari basically exposed Kanbei's schemes and had him locked up instead. So Kanbei's actually a pretty good strategist, but he suffers from this awful luck. And that's kind of the butt of the joke most of the time. And so later on, Kanbei was able to break out of his cell and wanted to take over the country, but he was immediately found by Yoshitsugu and Mitsunari, who chained him with this ball and chain and made him serve the Western Army or threatened imprisonment upon him again. Now in his story mode, he comes to realize that he is kind of sick of this and he decides to rebel. Motonari tells him that Yoshitsugu keeps the keys on this ball and chain on him at all times, so then he goes to try to get it from Yoshitsugu, and when he finally gets it, the key gets swiped right out of his hands by like a passing bird, and then he has to go chase this bird in another one of his story quests trying to get it back, which to no avail, and it's revealed that the bird belongs to Yoshiaki. Like, of all people, the most annoying guy has this key now in his hand thanks to this bird. So poor guy suffers from this bad luck, and he's incredibly strong. You see he's got some pretty big muscles, and yet he can't seem to break out of this wooden thing keeping his hands together. Must be pretty dang strong. And also, you never see his eyes. Eyes are always covered by his hair. This is an interesting costume. I don't think I've ever seen it, actually. I don't play Kanbei. Kanbei's probably one of my least favorite characters in the game because he's so slow. He's a prisoner outfit. And I know the historical Kanbei did serve Hideyoshi for a while, and he worked with Hanbei, and eventually, after Hideyoshi passed away, I think, what happened to him? Well, no, he converted to Christianity after a certain point, and then gave up his religion after Hideyoshi, like, pronounced Christianity bad. That's an interesting joke weapon. Look at the way his hand bindings have changed. Interesting how he can somehow change out of different weapons, but he can't seem to unchain himself even though the handcuffs change. Okay, let's go into story mode.
さて処刑執行だね。さてと今日会ったあいつ閻魔帳に名前書いちゃおっかな。どうしよっかな。あ
あ、又兵衛閻魔帳。そこには又兵衛様の逆恨みを受けた者の名が順位をつけて連ねられているという。
まあ一応書いとくか。血の池の月針地獄の筆頭。順位はせいぜい40位ってとこだな。と
少なくとも40人。その全員に復讐するのか。
こいつは親指小指薬指人差し指中指全部へし折って踏みつけてのたうち回らせの刑だ。
なんと残酷な。しかしこれはまだ手ぬるい方だろう。
すっきりした。処刑執行が楽しみだな。
憎き武田め、乙女の怒り思い知らせてやる。親方様がおられぬからこそこの雪村命に変えても守りきれる。
Alright, here we go. So we have Ieyasu versus Hideyoshi, or you can do Yukimura with Naotora, or we can fight Senrikyu. Let's do this one. That laugh of his.
豊臣徳川両軍前方にて交戦開始。乱入し功をなすならば今この時しかありませぬ。秀吉様、あなた様を支援する許可をどうか私に。
Alright, so let's have a look at Matabei. See, now it goes flying around for a bit and then eventually comes back to me. Now, the thing is, while it's going flying around, I can attack with my claws, and if it comes back to me and I'm hitting with my claws, it'll phase through me and I won't catch it. And it will just continue to go. If I stop attacking, then next time it comes around, it comes back to my hand. If I press triangle, I can just throw it directly. So it comes back. Again, if I am attacking, then it won't. Now the thing is, if I press triangle right when it comes back to me, I'll do a different attack. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, maybe I can't do it with that one. Okay, well there's my triangle attack when I am disarmed. Just kind of a dive up in the air. Maybe it's this attack. Okay, maybe not. Okay, I know there's an attack where he actually like catches it and he stabs it. I'll figure this out. If I hold the button down, he does like a grab move where he'll grab someone and basically saw the front of their body. Grabs are pretty common with Matabei. Here's the guard stance. Actually, can I guard with the claws? I can't guard when I am unarmed. I can still, like, backstep and stuff. Okay, here's a guarding attack. Oh, I think that one's a grab as well. When you grab someone, you'll go behind them, you'll slit their throat. And then I have this attack. He creates like a poison cloud or something. I think there's a grab property on that one too. Then this one, where I throw it in a different arc. Mid-air attack. And then heavy. If you hit someone with this one, I don't think it works on bosses because I've tried it, but if you hit a regular person with this, he'll basically stand on top of them with his sword in their belly and then basically like saw them in half while standing on top of them. It's kind of brutal. R2 moves. So he jumps up and he throws his weapon down. If you catch anyone with it, there's also a throw mechanic or a grab mechanic where he'll slowly like crush their body between his weapon. I think I can catch the weapon with this one actually. Oh, there we go. So if I do that move right when... Oops, no, that's not what I wanted. If I press that move right when it comes back to me, then I'll grab it and transition right into this. And then I have this move. That's an interesting attack. That took a long time. I wonder what it looks like with actual enemies around. I'm sure it's probably much better. Then I have this move. Basically create a cage, and then you can either jump down and slash people up in there, or you can electrocute the cage, or you can dive in with your weapon. We saw that move when we did the Sanbei stage before. Okay, let's give it a try. I'll try some of these grab moves on the enemies. They look a lot more impressive when you have someone to hit. But if they die too quickly, then you don't really get much of a show, do you? What about this one? Oh, there we go. Slowly crush them. Ouch. Then let's try the throat slitting move. There we go. What other move do I have? Oh yeah, I can... Let's try sawing one of these guys. Come on. I know one of these moves lets me... There we go. Slowly sawing him. Ooh, that was a nasty one. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this one. There you go. Oh. Through it. See, in a way, sometimes this moveset can be a little bit unpredictable unless you know him right, just because he's going to be throwing his weapon around a lot. Which changes the moves. There we go. Don't hit me out of it. I want to show off. Stop it! It's not a good place to do grabs. Let's take over the base. You're blocking my camera, dude. Rude. There we go. Let's try this move. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. I mean, I guess it was neat, but it wasn't a super fantastic move. So many enemy generals here. I realized I didn't show off all his claw moves either, because I actually don't remember what some of them are. I like that one, the rolling one. Good for traversal. Ow! How come I always get this stage first when I'm playing with characters I'm not familiar with? Like, I think Soren... Well, I mean, not that I'm not familiar with Soren, but he's not a great character, so I would have preferred not to start the playthrough with this stage with some of these characters. I'm not even going for the other bases, I'm just defending this one right now. See, I wonder if I can actually kill this Rising Sun. As I am now. Okay, goodbye. Here comes the boss. That's not what I wanted to do, but... What a weird attack. Can I do this? No, that's not what I wanted. Come back! I want to trap you in a cage. Wait, no. Stop it. He's getting away! I want to cancel this move! I wanted to trap him in a cage, but I keep using the wrong one. He's not even in the cage! Useless! Let's cancel this. I got cancelled out of it, seriously? There we go. cool move, it's kind of clunky. Okay, I'll stick to my other moves. Okay, enough playing around. You guys have to suffer through watching me play around with these characters. Badly, I might add. Oh, that's a catching move. So if I roll forward right into my blade, then I'll catch it and do that. Okay. Cool, cool. I don't even care if Motochika's taking over my base now. Oh, hi Rising Sun, how are you? You're actually almost dead. Okay, I guess Hideyoshi's gone now, it's just Ieyasu. Okay, bye Rising Sun. I want to show off Matabei's Basara move too, but it's one of the ones where it only looks good if you don't have any like obstacles nearby. If there's any walls nearby, it's not gonna look as nice. Oh, did I end up killing the Rising Sun? That item must have dropped from it. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore these bases. Actually, maybe we'll do a double Basara attack. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, we'll show off the full Basara attack, the regular one, later. The double Basara is too good to pass up on two bosses. Why is the camera so low?
Yes.
Even this dinosaur in his double Basara painting. I slowly saw you in half. What's Matabei's taunt? Is he licking his blade? What happens if I throw your blade and then taunt? He's got such an interesting character design. Like, I'm not fond of him, but I'm fond of how unique he is.
Matabei様、将軍足利義輝公による天聖奉還の御事の折が。
今頃何言ってるんですか？俺様が 知らないとでも思ってるんですかねえ。
では我々はどのように動くのでしょうか。
いやだからさ、関係ないんだってそんなの。俺様こいつで忙しいの手一杯なの。
天下の大事より己の復讐か。歪みきっている。
っていうか見てわかりませんかね。お前グズですか。グズはバラしますよね
申し訳ございません。
So apparently Matabei's own army fears him as well, but they are of the mindset that no matter where they go, the army's going to be hell whether they live or die in it, so they're okay with following him.
お尋ね者か。
None of these are particularly interesting stages. We've seen these ones quite a bit. There's a few stages that have eluded us in these playthroughs. Like, we haven't seen Shikanosuke's stage. There's also a couple other ones I can think of that have not appeared, but some of them are boss stages, so it's, or like final stages, so I can understand that, but let's do... I don't really feel like chasing the box guys on Mario's stage. I feel like we've done this one too much. You know what, I'll do this one, because I want to play as Kanbei, and he's a slow character, and I don't want to be able... I won't be able to chase guys with boxes on the other stage if I was Kanbei. Okay, so Kanbei is voiced by Rikiya Koyama, and he also voices Sora's from Grand Blue Fantasy, so most of the time nowadays, because I'm so familiar with Grand Blue Fantasy, whenever I come across a Japanese voice actor I'm not familiar with, I find out who they play in Grand Blue, and that puts some perspective on it. Okay, so Kanbei is like the slowest character in the game. I have a special inscription equipped on him that makes it so that he doesn't get dizzy from his attacks, because some of his attacks he gets dizzy because he spins around a lot, or his attacks get cancelled if he like crashes into something, but with this inscription he doesn't. So let's have a look at his attacks. Understandably quite slow. Yeah, just throw it in the ocean there, Kanbei. That'll do you a lot of good. Guard stance. Well, my inscription also makes it so he drops bombs when he guards. Guarding is important for Kanbei because you can cancel out of his moves and avoid like the animation lag at the end with guarding and rolling. Triangle move, he just kicks his ball out, kind of tumbles with it. I think if I hold the button down, then he'll just slam it next to him instead of far away. Oh hey dude. That didn't even kill you in one hit. Okay, there you go. I'll teach him a lesson. Okay. This move. Kind of like a close range pummel. That one's actually pretty good. This is a new one for Sumeragi. He looks like he's about to hurl himself into the ocean. Oh yeah, if I hold the button down, then I can just swing it around for a bit until he gets dizzy or cancels out of it. This move, he gets angry and pounds at his ball until he gets tired. Mid-air attacks. surprisingly nimble. And then heavy. If I hold it, he like drills himself into the ground. R2 moves. This one leaves a tornado behind. Oh yeah, this one's a traversal skill. This is the one he turns into a ping pong ball, or not a ping pong ball, a pinball. And he moves faster when he bounces off things and hits people. So on his stage, which we've seen a lot, when he gets hit, he rolls up in a ball like that and causes some havoc. Okay, this one. That's a pretty entertaining move. I feel like you're easy to get cancelled out of if you're hit though at the beginning. Nazaja seems to be his little catchphrase. Look how slow he is. It's a nice thing he can open up like boxes just by running at them, otherwise you'd have to stop and actually hit them. I'm trying to remember which moves I like of his, which ones are faster. There, I like that one. Spam that one for a bit. No, not that one. That was effective though. I want to do this. Please don't crush me. Oh no, I'm stuck. Can I do it in midair? Does that avoid the lag? Ow. It's very easy to get hit out of that move. Okay, that's a pretty nice combo. No! No! I did not want to drop back down there. Oh, it's gonna take me forever to get back up. I'm just gonna cheat a little bit. Can you tell how much I like playing as Kanbei? Don't crush me. Ow! That still hurt me. Here, Matabei, help me. There we go. Ow. You would think that someone who gets hit so easily because he's slow would have a bit more like defense or armor on him, but apparently not. Okay, let's use our Basara attack. He like screams at the end. That's not the direction. Well, nope, that is the direction I want to go. Ah, no! Ow! I keep getting knocked out of my moves and cancelled. This is annoying. I wanted to do this. There we go. Can I mid-air do this attack? Nope. Wait, what move was that? I just suplexed someone. Oh, okay, so if I do the tornado move and I don't actually hit, or I hit someone with it, I will suplex them to create the tornado. That's kind of neat. Oh gosh, this stage is taking so long. I mean, it's a combination of Kanbei being slow and also because I don't like using him, he's not as like decked out as my other characters are. Oh, saw that cannonball coming at me in slow motion. Ow! Okay, that one I didn't see. Move faster, Kanbei, please! Leave some bombs behind. There you go. Ow.
我らの未来は我らが選ぶ。あまたの戦場を切り開く。それが最下の生き様だ。
I wanna get the guy cannon first. Or the machine gun or whatever this is.
元近といい調子のいいカラスばかりだ。
野郎ども、すっかり生徒がお気に入りじゃねえか。お前、俺様の
Where are you, Saika?
狙ったりしてないよな。
依頼があれば可能性は
Oh, she's right next to me. Ow. Can I suplex you? Oh, okay, wrong person.
見事な中さばきだ。これまでするぜ。ゾッともするな。
Even his faster moves have a little bit of startup to them, so it's hard for me to...
その勇気は高い。
I can't get up there. She's too fast.
我らのヤタガラス、我らをどこへ連れて行くのか。
生き様が死に様になっちまう前に引けさやか。
This is so painful. I refuse to switch to Matabei though, just for the sake of this one stage. Ow. Even took back their stupid base.
お前、結構無鉄砲だろうな。
安心しろ。鉄砲ならば両手に余るほどある。
Why can't you move this fast normally, Kanbei? Look at how fast you're pummeling her. At least I can hit her through this wall. See if I can finish her off.
無駄ではないと信じよう。
Okay. Okay, I'm not going back for that base.
重火を見舞おう。新たな戦場でな。
潮時ってもんがあるが、まだそれじゃねえ。あんた、鬼にちょっかい出しといてただで済むとは思っちゃいねえよな。長宗我部軍のこいつを
I can't even hit the stupid thing. Oh, my bomb hit it. Nice. Okay, I don't want to use the rolling move even though it's fast here, because then I'm going to roll too far away to hit it. Nice, my bombs hit it.
やってくれたじゃねえか。いいぜ。こいつを見て、漏らしちまっても知らねえぞ。あっき、やっしん。
Okay, let's go quickly, Kanbei. As quick as you can. Oh my god, I'm almost getting crushed. Let's wait for him to open his mouth. I don't know if it makes a difference here. Okay, maybe not.
やりゃいいんだろうが。すぐにガラクタにしてやるよ。なんのびくともしねえぞ。丘に吹く風なんざ関係ねえ。波は嵐は俺が起こしてやるのさ。
I'm just gonna use maximum style. Wait, where did he go? He's in midair. Oh, there he is. Let's pummel him while I can't hear. That did not last long enough. I want to... It's so hard to suplex bosses. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm hurting. I need these rice balls. Oh, he almost caught me with his net. That would have been bad. Come on. Nice. Oh, what a comfortable taunt. I sit on my ball. Looks so obedient.
Dekuの相手するのは本当疲れるね。ねえ。
Alright, so you can see, you probably won't be seeing me playing Kanbei very much in the future. Or if I do, I'll just switch to his computer partner.
また閻魔帳を取り出して精鋭豊臣軍の一員だった晴れがましい姿も今は昔か。
刺して切って刻んで蒸して煮て焼いて茹でて、ああダメだ、足りない、全然足りない。
軍神上杉謙信、日の本屈指の武人、かつて又兵衛様が完膚なきまでに敗れ去った相手。
おやお前今妙なこと考えてなかった。俺様があいつにズタボロに負けたとかねえ。
いえ、そんなまさか。
あの一戦で 又兵衛様は初めてつまずいたのだ。
黒田が近くに来ている。
何やらやり
お尋ね者か。
Okay, good. I was actually gonna do Kanbei stage in free mode if we didn't encounter it in story mode, since Matabei has a special rival cutscene with him, so this plays out nicely.
Kinomoto を結んだこの小生の穴道。いいか、この穴道はな、南は西表から北は蝦夷まで。
官兵衛さんが語り出したこりゃ夏
野望を抱いて何が悪い。風をつけられ穴蔵暮らし。小生だって群雄割拠の足くれだぞ。マイさん、どこから入った。
How? How did you get the jump on me? You're so slow.
小生たちが汗水垂らして掘った穴道だぞ。
I want to do this attack on you. Please, no, I just want to grab you.
お前今からぐちゃぐちゃになるけどいい
Okay, fine, I'll grab this random dude.
あの人の最大の才能はめげないとこだよな。
最初からそうやって転がっててくださいよ。デクなんだからさ。
Ow. What's up with this computer? Obviously they know how to use Kanbei much better than I do. Oh, I could have Basara'd him.
待ってくれるな。小生は自由だ。あ、しまった。あれが置きっぱなしだ。
足かせじゃなくてまだ良かったと思うぜ、官兵衛さん。
おい。うわ。
お前名前でも書いてあるんですか。わかった
ここらで休憩。お前さんたちちょっくら見張っていてくれ。官兵衛さん、敵さん押しかけてきたぞ。何、あいつを乗りこなしているだと。小生はな、そいつを乗りこなしたことがないんだ。正直怖くてな、速いし危ないし。大岩が転がりだした。こいつも工事逆つきもんだ。
I forgot the boulder was coming, so I was too busy shooting the guys. Oopsies.
見ろ、ヤッコさん、あの大岩に潰されやがった。
More gameplay for us then.
これ以上仲間の虎鉄は掘りたくないんでね。お前さんなら絶対やれる。大丈夫だってば。やりゃいいんでしょ。あの人の気性ぶりがわからねえうちは勝ち目はないぜ。
Get up!
これで は手柄の取りようがございませぬ。だから逃げろって言ったんだよ。
何がいくつだって。敵さんの死んだ数。
No, that's there. I got turned around. There's the fugitive. Hey, I can't. My cursor doesn't go that far. It wouldn't let me take my cursor that far until it was too late. That changing camera angle as you go down is a little frustrating. Okay, I'll do my Basara attack on Kanbei. It's pretty cool. Matabei like throws his weapon and the weapon juggles the enemy in the air for a bit, while Matabei laughs at them and then finally deals like a final blow.
Oh, いつ戻ってきてもいいんだぞ。
勘兵衛さ
ん。なんだ。
ち、運のいいやつ。
この穴蔵はな、長生の命と同じくらい大事なんだよ。
すみません、どちら様でしたっけ。
おい、黒田八甲の筆頭だったお前さんがこの小生を忘れるわけないだろう。
何か言った。今俺様に何か言ったね。
Well, that's actually a pretty cool move. That weird poison cloud one. You didn't do it that time. I had to like combo into it to actually make it do anything. Stop guarding. Give me some Basara. Get him, Kanbei. Let's do a taunt without the weapon. Oh. That's cute.
まったく
He pulled it out from like
デク
between
の
his
相手
legs.
す
It's
る
his
のはほん
book.
と疲れるね。ね
The way his eyes go wide right there, that's good creepiness.
え。魔鳥堂々の第一位。だって政宗。どこだ。どこに隠れただて。
伊達政宗、小田原の一件か。命令を無視して突撃した結果、返り討ちにあった。
おい、だって上杉、どっちでもいいや。隠れてないでさ、出てきてくださいや。
それを咎められ、周囲から礼唱を受けるようになって、又兵衛様の行動は常軌を逸し始めた。
お前ら所詮獲物にこびりつく血油なんだよ。
誰よりも強く賢く誇り高い後藤又兵衛。この狂気の行き着く果てにかつての姿はあるのか。
It's kind of sad those characters that don't have many like other playable character connections, so they are constantly talking to rando NPC characters instead. Then those characters don't have like known voice actors either, and yet they do quite a bit of voicing. Okay, so we are going to do the drama route, which is the blue route here. Yeah, all the other stages are duels anyways. So he's gonna get revenge against Kenshin. So we did see Matabei in Kasuga's story in a previous episode.
しかし、すでにこの地は毘沙門天の手の上。上杉全軍、包み込みなさい。
お前さ、俺のことをさ。
Didn't mean to cancel his entrance animation there, just because I like seeing those entrance animations.
なんだ、こいつ、とメガネが外れてる。その者は人であることを捨てたのです。あんなやつ、謙信様に近づけさせてなるものか。
This stage is not easy to get a perfect on at a higher difficulty with a character that is not prepared for it, stats wise. That's okay. We'll just do our best.
行ってまいります、謙信様。
さあ、左右の陣を死守せよ。俺らを落とされれば挟み撃たれるのみぞ。誰が呼んだか。いや、呼ばれずとも俺は来る。眠れし無敵、直江兼次参上。とにかく目立つ、絶対目立って主人公。
様のお手を煩わせるわけにはいかない。
Clear out all these guys so they don't take our base back later.
の一言ですな。
一撃必殺、まさに効果は抜群ですな。
If I just leave Kanatsugu alive, he'll get killed by a rando because he has such low health anyways. Poor Kanatsugu, the butt of everyone's jokes.
で誰か他のやつにやられてくれる？ねえ。
皆の者、高騰となる。霧に紛れる影として敵を惑わせるのです。
It's actually going pretty well.
牛島を裂きますか。騒がしき。
I like how his blade leaves like skid marks on the ground too. That's a nice touch.
どっかも装束も何もかもさあ真っ赤に染めて
Oh, help me, Kanbei.
惑わず御仏の
Ah,
毘沙門を
they're gonna take over our base.
あります。
もうダメだね。負けちゃうね。悔しいね。
Oh, well, they did.
残念だね。
国に帰れるまであと一息。踏ん張りどころだ。
Yeah, let's go before they take over our main base.
震われる宝具の中に私も無論です。
At least now we only have to watch one side of the map. Oh, my troops killed the guy. My troops killed him. Nice.
あの方のお心打ちが私などにわかるものか。だからこそ私は冷たくきらめく剣でありたい。
Every time she does that cat pose.
私などを最良の宝具と語ってくださった。その思いに応えるため貴様を倒す。案ずるな。軍神のご加護を信じるんだ。
死ね
Where is she? Oh,
見覚えがあると思うが、いつか豊臣のものか。
お前誰？つか何？俺様の邪魔をしようっての？
enemy troops coming this way.
一度ならず二度までもあの方に殺意を向けるとは許されたる罪だ。
二度？たった二度？うわーキャンメ。あの日からずっと脱げっぱなしだ。
こいつを見ていると胸の奥に謙信様のお姿が正気に覆われてくすむんだ。
魔女にも乗らないデクに用はないから。
No, I've got to get out of this grab. Let go of him. I need to go defend my base, please.
俺様はただ上杉をさ。
Just wanted to defend my base. I was too busy in the grab. It wasn't even Kasuga.
私の謙信様をゲスな言葉で汚ったな。
デクが怒った。デクのくせに怒った。
まだ助かる。急ぎ救い出すんだ。謙信様、お願いです。逃げて。
His laugh.
拙者もあのような活躍をしたいのだがな。
I don't care about those bases. Let's just go get the boss. Maybe I'll take care of this one dude. Matabei has a special rival cutscene with Kenshin and Ieyasu too. No, not Ieyasu, Masamune. Where'd he go? Ah. Stop guarding. There we go. Let's just turn on style gauge. That taunt's really funny. As this weapon like cuts through his own body as he's searching for his book. Time to get revenge on Masamune. Let's see if we can do this horse race.
これは地獄だ。もはや又兵衛様は完全に狂気に飲み込まれてしまっている。
次は伊達政宗。伊達政宗、天馬町第一位伊達政宗。又兵衛様、どけ。もうさっと突っ立ってんじゃないよお前。邪魔だよ、バラしちゃうよねえ。助けて。
もはやこの分生きるも地獄、死んでも地獄か。政宗様、あの男は。
忘れちゃいねえさ。小田原で石田の下にいたやつ。よく来たな、ゴスピー。
だって政宗、俺様が味わった苦痛たっぷり思い知らせてやる。
リベンジか。まあそれ自体は構わねえが、その血は何だ。どこで何をしてきた。
気になる。 そりゃ軍神様の血ですから気になっちゃうよね。
Like a slight lean to him as he sits on the horse. What happens if I get Kanbei to ride on it? Poor horse has to support him and the ball and chain. He just carries it on his back. Oh, that poor horse. Okay, I'm gonna start back here to get a bit of an angle. Oh, okay, hitting the base. Damn it! Hitting the base slowed me down because, and then I see the cutscene, and then it makes it so I can't see where I'm going. Now I have to take the long route. That's not fair, Masamune. Oh, flub that one too. I mean, you guys know I'm not a big fan of Masamune to begin with, but his stages are so annoying with the stupid horse racing. Not just this game, but Basara 3 too. Like, it took me a while to learn how to do the horse races in both games. And even this one's annoying because if you flub one little thing up, you fall so far behind. I went the wrong way, didn't I? I'm gonna take over all your bases, because I'm not very pleased with you, Masamune.
Gotō Matabei 様だけど知らないの本当に知らないの残りもんには服があんだよ俺らの逆襲って服がなあのやつ俺らより暴走してやがる土下座させてくださいおめえら
Where'd I leave my horse parked? Ow! Ow! Gotta get rid of these guys. Oh, come on, die already. Oh, come on. I'm not going down there for you. There we go. Oh no, my horse! I'm leaving in the flames. Okay, there we go. You stay safe there, buddy. I don't have a grudge against you. It's so annoying when bosses dodge this move because then I'm stuck squeezing the crap out of some random guy and it leaves me open to attack. I just want to hit him with this thing. Ugh. It feels so satisfying when you get a boss with this move, but stop crushing him. Okay. Can I get him now? There we go. Kanbei, you're blocking the view. I'm busy crushing Kojiro to death here. The camera's not panning around me because the wall's too close. There we go, that was a nice combo. He dodged it. How dare you? Get him. Yeah.
もう1位はいないんだっけ。じゃあ誰か繰り上げるしかないよな。誰だ、誰がいい？誰でもいいか。早く決めなきゃ。早く。獲物が逃げちまうよ。獲物。
That was it? Oh, I should have done his creation mode ending then. I couldn't remember which one it was and I was too lazy to look it up, but I knew one of his endings had him, like, finish killing everyone in his revenge book. Then he puts it down and his soldiers come up to him and they're like, "Are you okay, Lord Matabei?" And he turns around and he gives them this, like, smile, and it's like the creepiest smile because he's like genuinely happy, but he's obviously the type of person who has never really smiled much before, so they're like creeped out by this smile because he's like, who is this person? I guess that must be his other ending though. I thought it was this one. So it looks like he finally found peace after getting rid of Kenshin and Masamune.
乱世を駆け抜けた英雄創世の道のり新たな日の本は 一人の英雄により築き上げられた。
So I think I'll do one stage with him in free mode, and I'll tell you why when we get there, but I want to at least do one more, so stick around for a bit if you're interested in seeing that.
天下に又兵衛様の名が知れ渡った。ほら見ろ、ほら見ろ、俺様はやっぱりすげえんだ。
その時代は1000年の時を超えて繁栄を極めるのであった。
So there we have it, Matabei's drama route for story mode. I want to do one stage in free play. Alright, so my next episode I want to play as Shikanosuke. He's the guy with the deer. But I realized we haven't really seen much of him. Like, we see the cutscene of him running after his deer friend. And that usually means that, like, his duel stage is up, which is like a one-on-one duel with him, but we haven't actually seen much of him because he's not involved in that many other people's stories. So I want to do Shikanosuke's stage so we can at least get a little bit of a preview of his personality and stuff before we dive into his story, just so that you have seen him before and so he's not completely foreign to us.
Oh, 鹿之助の姿が見当たらないようだが。
こそこそ。
したな。僕は天子重勇士。見習い。山中鹿之助。この砂が。あれ。なんだっけ。
So notice he's actually not wearing his full armor as we're fighting him here. I also set it to normal difficulty just so it's a little faster. Look at him in the corner there. Okay, so we have to defeat all these guys in purple on our map here. And they're like surfboarding on the sand everywhere, so they're actually quite nimble. They're a little annoying to catch too, and the sands shift in this arena a little bit every time you take over a base. Oh, this will be convenient. Oh, there we go, got him, got one of them. Oh, usually this side opens up. I'm not used to having this side of the map open up first. Oh, come on, I want to go this way. Ah! I can't see! This arena's too small. I'm trying to get up this hill.
砂の防壁は生まれた。
一人前の武将に。
I was unaffected, it was a zombie thing, but I'm inside the rising sun. Which way?
雑魚どもは拙者にお任せあれ。かければ早く、攻めれば強い。さすがだぜ。引きずり込んでやるのさ。 俺たちの砂の世界に
こんくらいが試し水にもなるし
な。なんだ砂の壁の位置が変わっている。こんな生くらがたらじゃ
ああ
I love how these sandstorms are actually just a bunch of guys with their spears tethered together. Let's see if we can... There we go, see that? Oh, I hit them before you. You've seen that before though. On previous episodes, if you looked closely. Let's find this one dude. There he is. He's just surfing around. Alright, got him. Before he got away. Okay, which path is open? I love the way they do the deer talking. See some emote. Oh, there you go. There's like no enemies around here to take advantage of this. Let's go over here. Got more skulls than usual, but still no Miyamoto Musashi. Nice, I got them both. It's because I'm playing on normal difficulty, so they go down pretty easily. Guys just popping out of the sand. Look at this tornado, let's see if we can see it. Oh, there we go, see? Just a bunch of guys spinning around. So many ninjas here. Which path is open? That path is not open.
Matabei-sama, あの竹中半兵衛と親友って本当ですか？
なんだって。
Oh, I thought this path was open. Dang it. Okay, at least this will be faster. Some tigers here, just run past them. Money! Now I'm stuck.
あの角、あのつぶらな瞳。いや。
ちょっと待ってください。おやっさん、お角拝着。山中千之助。操作開始。
Now he's gotten armor from his dear friend.
一人前以上に戦えるんだ。今度こそ僕たちの出番ですね。よし、行きましょう、おやっさん。おやっさん、この人間違いなく。
It's kind of off screen because of the I'm on the edge of the arena here. Looks kind of weird. Ow! That deer is no joke. Aw, look at the deer curl up next to his body. Sweet dreams, dear prince.
デクの相手するのはほんと疲れるね。ねえ。
Alright, there we have it. Story mode for Gotō Matabei. So next up we'll be doing Shikanosuke in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye!